And we're back with another episode of the Lakers Fast Break Podcast. Oh boy, this is going to be a fun one. It's Gerald Glassford coming right back at you here from the Lakers Fast Break Pop Culture Cosmos, where we cover the latest news and trends in pop culture each and every week, twice a week, wherever you get your podcasts. Also, as well, want to go ahead and mention for the Pop Culture Cosmos, this week's episode I dropped earlier on Monday talks about in detail will Xbox's changes with the ouster of the number one and number two in charge of the Xbox. They're out. New people come in. Will this be a big change for Xbox? TJ Johnson and I go over that and more. Also, as well, we're talking Star Trek on this episode and more. So go ahead and check it out today. The Pop Culture Cosmos, now available on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Also, as well, of course, want to go ahead and mention my man Drip Show at Drip Show Shop on Instagram and Twitter. Want to go ahead and mention right there as far as the wonderful pillow I've got right there, courtesy of Drip Show. Behind me, the great canvas art. He can do these things for you too as well. Go ahead and make sure you check out at Drip Show Shop on Instagram and Twitter. At Drip Show Shop, he can make your creative thing happen, whether it's hats, shirts, pillows, posters, or canvas art. Go ahead and check out what he's doing today at Drip Show Shop on Instagram and Twitter. Also, as well, want to go ahead and mention, of course, also as well, go ahead. I'm dropping a new NBA observations with my man Legend coming up here in the not too distant future. Also, if you haven't heard, there is an NBA observations that's out already with Caleb Ponzi. Please go ahead and check out. If you want to know what's going on in the NBA scene, the NBA observations now available on, of course, the Lakers Fast Break channel right there for you as well. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, my other show that I do as far as the channel is concerned, I work for the Fan Arc Network as far as helping out their Lakers latest channel for your morning pleasure per se. It's a nice quick shot of what's going on in the world of Lakers. I will have not some nice things to say for that show tomorrow. So go ahead and check it out. Between 8 and 9 in the morning, they drop a new episode each and every time out there on the Lakers latest YouTube channel, courtesy of the Fan Arc Network as well. And I wanted to go ahead and wish everyone, since we're all in a really bad mood right now, and since we got robbed of a game because of the fact that the refs did not call a goaltending, and that was the difference in the game. Not to mention the Lakers missing free throws and not rebounding the ball, some other things as well, not getting calls, whatnot. But that goaltending that was missed, in honor of that, wanted to say happy National Tortilla Chip Day to you from all your friends out there to ours right here at the Lakers Fast Break Podcast. I'm going to enjoy this right now. I don't know, Left. I don't know. I send out the email. I sent out the link. I have no clue. So your guess is as good as mine. He just shows up when he shows up. It is, of course, Gerald Glassford. Thanks again for watching, listening. So, Left, I don't know. Usually 9 times out of 10, I don't know unless I need to go ahead and schedule something specific, like for him hosting or if I'm doing something else. But yeah, if he comes on, he comes on. He'll usually just growl a little bit in the chat a little bit before he millows on in here or he slithers on in here. So I'm sure he'll have some wonderful things to say. But the Lakers came into tonight after the stinging loss against Boston, as far as what we saw there at home, still having a chance to close out the homestand strong with a matchup tonight against the Orlando Magic, who have the worst record on the road as far as the playoff teams, the top 10 teams in the Eastern Conference. Let me just run that by you again. The Orlando Magic have the worst road record of any team in the top 10 in the Eastern Conference. And they came into tonight against the Los Angeles Lakers. Lakers started out pretty good. Started out to a 33-25 lead. Gave some of it back in that second quarter, but still held a lead at halftime. It was the tide was starting to turn in that third quarter. And in the fourth quarter, a back and forth where Orlando, after being down by a double-digit lead, came back and started to take the lead with the Lakers going back and forth as they approached 100. And after going over 100 for both teams, really got down to a back and forth battle. And again, this was the team with the vaunted best record in the league in clutch time. Well, some missed free throws, some missed opportunities in the rebound department because the Lakers got killed on the boards, especially on the offensive boards. A missed goaltender early in the game, a missed goaltend in early in the game, which if you didn't see it, the ball clearly hit the back of the rim, backboard, and the other player put his hand through the net and also touched the ball as well. So a goaltending two times over was not called. It was just ignored by the refs. And wouldn't you know it, that was the difference in the game. Another wrong call by the refs. More offensive fouls that were not called on Orlando. Missed opportunities, but again, some of it set up by their own ineptitude. The Lakers tonight not very efficient with their shooting. Once again, after last Sunday's performance where they were just abysmal, this one wasn't a whole lot better. Shooting 31% from three. Luka Doncic, 8 of 24 shooting. Austin Reeves, 6 of 16 shooting. And despite a couple of 21-point performances from both DeAndre Ayton and LeBron James, the Lakers, unfortunately, found themselves down to the last shot. 6 seconds left because they gave up, guess what? An offensive rebound to Wendell Carter Jr. And unfortunately, they looked very discombobulated and disorganized in that last play and last setup, and unfortunately lose because of the last second attempt on a chuck from three by LeBron James. It's interesting. Always, when these NBA teams are down by one, they always seem to take a three when it's not needed. Try to drive to the basket, get that foul. Seems like simple thing to do, but they did not do that. And the Lakers, unfortunately, lose once again, 110-99. The Lakers are now 34-23, all alone in sixth place in the Western Conference. And remember, a week ago, I said with the right way of going, if everything worked out right, they'd be in third place right now. No, as LA Knight would say, they are now in sixth place, 2 games in front of the Phoenix Suns in the. And wanted to go ahead and say, Intel Wild, great to have you here, Intel Wild. We are a very average team. Yes, absolutely. And when it comes right down to it, you saw on Sunday the difference between a good team and a bleh team, a meh team like the Los Angeles Lakers, because Boston Celtics, they had going into the third quarter and leading into the fourth, they had a double-digit lead on the Lakers and were able to not only sustain that double-digit lead, but they were able to grow it by the very end, sucking the soul out of the Lakers in that fourth quarter. The Lakers, being the meh team that they are, well, it again, a lot of the reason for their clutch games is just because they just don't know how to put away opponents. And they didn't do that tonight. They had a double-digit lead on several occasions against the Orlando Magic and just could not get it done, and absolutely just could not get it done. Absolutely, and that's what you're seeing. You're seeing the difference between a better team in Boston that closes out games and a team like the Lakers that just can't get it done once you have a lead. Once you have those type of leads, you need to put those teams away, and the Lakers did not do that and paid the price tonight. Yes, I could say all I want about the missed goaltend, the missed free throws, the missed rebound, but it always seems to be an excuse for the Lakers because when you add it up, you set yourself up to win and you set yourself up to lose. And tonight, despite the missed goaltend by the refs, the Lakers had a double-digit lead and should have still been able to finish the job, and they didn't indeed. But I'm looking forward for the guys to jump in here as well. It's Gerald Glassford. Thanks again for watching this thing. I'm going to go ahead and read some of the stuff that you guys have on board. And once again, National Tortilla Chip Day. Hopefully you're going to have a good one as well. Just wanted to thank you very much so much for joining us. Nick T. Oh, yes. Nick T. Weren't you the one that wanted Kelly Olynyk? I want to correct me if I'm wrong on that. But Nick T's talking about Luka hero ball shot jacking. Well, they can all be accused of that. It's not just Luka. Luka, 8 of 24 tonight. He should have made again, we've talked about this before. Luka making poor decisions on offense, but it shouldn't be all on him. LeBron was more efficient today, but in the end, what happened? He played some hero ball tonight and didn't get it done. Instead of, why are you chucking up a three? Need to drive that ball closer to the basket and get that ball in because you're only down 1 point. Austin Reeves playing a lot of hero ball. So, Nick, actually, when you have that big three, all three have a tendency to play that hero ball, and all three are guilty of not playing in a more efficient offense. But also, like you said, with Luka, because I know you have it out for Luka, that Luka did not get the job done tonight. He should have been more efficient with his shooting, and when he's not, he needs to go ahead and make sure he's finding the right people that maybe can be more efficient from there. And it didn't happen tonight. It didn't happen. So hopefully we can go ahead and get the off the schneid on Thursday against Phoenix. Intel Wild says it's official. We are very mid team. Get rid of everybody. Basically, is what Intel's saying. We've been a mid team for a while, Intel. Newsflash. Most of the guys on the panel have said and have it written, and it's in the right there to go ahead and make sure, let you know that most of the predictions had the Lakers right where they're at, in fourth, fifth, and sixth place. And here today to go ahead and talk about today's game. Oh, he's not even online and on the air as far as I'm concerned. He's mobile once again. It is, of course, the guy behind the Joe Soro experiment. Joe, good to have you here. Another letdown coming down the stretch. Some of it because of their own doing it, some of it because of the refs' own doing. But simply said, just another poor loss for the Los Angeles Lakers.
It was a good game, other than the couple of bad decisions on at the end there. But you are what you are, as Bill Parcells used to say. So this 8-game homestand ended up being a 4-4 finish, and that's not a good sign because it just seems like the Lakers are leaking a little bit here towards the end, and they can't really stop anybody at this point. It's just not. It just doesn't look like they have any ability. DeAndre Ayton doesn't have a clue on how to set any kind of block, get a rebound when they need it. Guys like Austin Reeves, guys like LeBron, guys like Luke are not aggressively going to be hitting the boards in cases like this because they got to get ready to run the offense. It's just the Lakers are in absolute deficiency in. They're absolutely deficient in any kind of role player that can give them the little things. And until they have those players, it's just not likely going to be a problem they're going to fix. So this summer they're going to need to do that. They're going to need to figure out how to get at least a couple guys that can rebound, that can set screens better, that can block out, and do the little things. If they don't do that, then this is going to be pretty much exactly what you're going to be seeing here for the next few years. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think the Lakers know that what they need, and they're going to eventually get there. Now, the sad thing about tonight's game was I don't understand why Luka didn't take that shot at the end. It was wide open. So I would be asking Luka what happened there. They were asking JJ Redick what happened on that last play, and you could tell he said he was setting the play up for Luka, and Luka was wide open, and for some weird reason Luka did not take the shot. I don't know if Luka was expecting somebody to dive to the basket and
He
go for a two.
hesitated on that three, which was kind of disappointing.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen him do that before. So I don't know what happened. I really don't. And
And
it's set,
well, let me just add this in here. Nick T is talking about, and usually bashing Luka like he normally does. But the thing is, he was not efficient at all tonight with his scoring, and he got 15 assists. he was finding ways to find other people, but I just would have loved to have seen him do it more if he was struggling so badly from the field, Joe.
Well, I want to make it very clear here that there's a reason why the reason why players who handle the ball in abundance have to hit their free throws because they control the ball. The opposition has to fear fouling them, and the deficiency in LeBron and Luca's free throw ability is in my view tonight is it's a perfect example of what happens when your main ball handlers don't hit their free throws. And that little 5% free throw difference, I was that's really the only thing I said during the summer that Luca has to improve on. I'm not expecting him to be an defensive player. That's just not going to be who he is. But he's been pretty good in terms of getting in passing lanes and getting steals and doing that. But free throws, that free throw percentage sitting at 78% is a problem. And you saw why tonight. And it's not just tonight. It's going to be a problem until he fixes that, because that extra 2 or 3 points would have won the game. And LeBron, I'm not trying to put blame on LeBron here, but going 1 for 2 at the end of the game there, again, I keep saying,
Oh, Luca was 4 of 9 from the free
yeah,
throw
but
line
but but
himself.
this
He
is
was
this has
pretty
been this
that's
has been
impressive.
the MO of LeBron James's entire career. He has a habit of going 1 of 2 the end of games all the time, and it's a pattern. There's a reason why those games don't end well. There's a reason why LeBron has had a reputation of not coming through at the end of games like this on a regular basis. The little things matter. And that rebound, that offensive rebound putback, if you see, I can't remember who got the board, but he was in the middle of 3 players, and DeAndre Ayton was to the left. And I'm sitting there going, what the fuck are you doing in the middle of the freaking paint? Why aren't you in the paint by the basket? Like, the fundamentals are just shit. Just looking at DeAndre Ayton earlier in the game, sorry, where he was just kind of sort of throwing the ball on the inbounds, and it almost got stolen. Like, these little things that I see throughout the game make such a huge difference in terms of getting that extra possession, avoiding the extra possession for the other team, in terms of stupid plays like that. And until those little things get fixed, this is going to be what this team is. It's just not, it doesn't have the right guys. And until that happens, I don't really have any feeling on anything here. I enjoyed the game though. I thought the back and forth was really good. I thought the refs let them play, which, I'm always a supporter and letting them play. I'd rather have, a little bit of physicality in it, because it kind of reminds me of what basketball should be. Uh, but the Lakers do have a major problem with the details, and it could have been forgotten if maybe Luka takes that shot in the end and makes it, but we're never going to know. So yeah, I don't really have a feeling on anything tonight. It's just a bummer, really.
Well, also, again, a lot of blame has to go to Luca because of his inefficiency from the free throw line and his inefficiency overall. When you're not having it, make your players, make the other players even more valuable by getting the ball and distributing them more. If you know it's not your night, don't try to force it. Try to get it to other people who are shooting better, because Aiton had 21, was efficient from the field out there. The rebounding aside, poor rebounding aside, LeBron had a 21-point okay game for him, as far as it's concerned, until like you said at the end, the 1 for 2, and then the missed 3-pointer. But the fact is that why are they going for 3-pointer in the first place? I've seen NBA teams and like the Lakers do this all the time. Why aren't you taking the ball? You had almost 7 seconds left to take the ball to the basket right there. It's waiting for you. You get the call if you don't make the basket most times, unless you're in Boston and Eric Lewis is watching. you could go ahead and make sure you make the best chance to go ahead and get your team a win because you're only down one. Shooting a three when you're down one doesn't seem very good. And if that's the play that JJ drew up, he needs to draw up better plays as well.
I agree. I don't know the answer. I really don't. I feel that the NBA just doesn't have a lot of fundamental focus in general. It's just try to get the three, even in a 1 point deficit at the end of the game. I don't really know. I'm confused a lot of times on why and what's so hard about executing basic fundamental basketball when you need a basket. You don't see it. I don't know why. I don't. I can't figure out why, and I don't have the connections to go ask that question. But eh, if this is going to be the game, if it's I kind of equate the 3 point shot as in terms of like kind of how baseball is, where people are always slugging, right? And of course, the slug is what winning baseball does. The Dodgers won on slug. You saw it in Game 7, and you see Otani's numbers. He strikes out a lot, but his slug is always leading the league in terms of that statistic. Uh, I'd like to think that when you need the least amount of resistance is usually the best thing to go to. So if you're down one and you have LeBron James and you have Luka Doncic, those guys are supposed to be pretty smart and able to figure out a way to get to create some kind of shade to them on a second defender so that you can open up some things. But it just doesn't. I don't know. I don't see it enough. But more than that is this was all set up by bad fundamental basketball, not making free throws when you should, and making those free throws when it matters. It just this team doesn't have it. It just does not have it. And you look at DeAndre Ayton's numbers, right? 21, 13. Everyone's like, well, he had a good game. He didn't. He didn't. He didn't get the key rebounds when they needed it.
Was it an
And
impact 21 and 13 is what I'm trying to say.
yeah, it's just you have to get you can't keep letting the team, and this is not a team like Boston where they're really coached amazing and they have amazing talent, and you're dealing with San Antonio or Oklahoma City. This team has no business scoring or getting 48 rebounds over your 39. Especially in your own house. I just don't. I don't. Just the focus isn't there, man. These guys aren't really focused, and blaming JJ Riddick, there's a pro and con in that. I don't really have a. I'm kind of stuck in the middle with him. And I've always been sort of stuck in the middle with him. I
I
don't
think we
really
both
know.
have, but me, I'm sort of teetering on the edge of not being in love with JJ Redick. It's getting there, Joe.
It's easy when the team is losing that to blame the coach, I guess.
Well, calling up the play was is
Well, I think he called the right play. The problem is Luka didn't shoot it.
a 3 pointer though. A
I mean, he
3 pointer
was wide open.
when they're down by one.
He was wide open. Whether that was the play or not, either way, he was wide open. I still couldn't figure out why the hell he passed it. I just don't. I don't know. I'm confused. I'm still confused. Just watching the highlights on what the hell he was thinking.
Well, it wouldn't have been like that, Joe, if there had been a call made, the correct call. Because again, there were some missed calls, and of course, that goes for both sides. But the most egregious call was again another goaltending that was missed by the refs, where the player touched the ball after it hit the backboard, and his hand was through the net, constituting twice a goaltending call on that, and neither was called on that as far as that specific shot. Your thoughts on that? Because sometimes those calls come back to haunt you. And yes, answering El Rosto's super chat, truly appreciated. Top the reason why we lost: rebounding, obviously on the offensive boards. It killed us. It was also the winning score of the game by Wendell Carter Jr. the efficiency, Luka, and as far as from the free throw line by the entire team was substandard, as we saw coming down the stretch. Those missed free throws counts, and also you can go ahead and mention that goaltending call being missed by the refs as well, Joe.
Yeah, but the same two things that keep happening to this team still tells the story on why they are never able to get above what they should be at. You know, they do all this winning and they're supposedly this clutch team, but they can't hit free throws on a consistent basis and they cannot rebound. So they can't make free shots and they cannot rebound. How are you going to be relevant when it matters? There's
Most
just
also make a good point as well. LeBron losing Desmond Bain on that open three with just a few seconds left as well.
what do you mean losing it? Oh,
He just
that part. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It
yeah. I mean, how many times have we seen
so that
LeBron do
play,
that? How
yeah.
many winning 3-pointers for the other team have we seen because LeBron doesn't pay attention and stays too far in the key and doesn't stay out on the
Again,
shooters?
I I don't know the answer to it other than is it focus? Is it confusion? Is it panic? What is it? I don't know the answer to it. But if I'm gonna go, the Lakers are gonna get. I think they're gonna get a 5 or 6 seed. I think they're probably still gonna get a 5 or 6 seed unless something really happens with like an injury. But I don't see them lasting past the first round with this kind of. It could change, I guess. Something could go their way, an injury, whatever. But uh, I just can't. I can't be confident at the moment with how the team is structured. They're just Luca needs to really like if I'm gonna sit down with Luca at the end of the year, I am going to be very adamant in saying, listen, you have to get your free throw percentage up to at least 82 to 83% because those misses even during the second and third and first quarters are absolutely just it kills because he handles the ball so much. It's a turnover when he missed when his free throws go 0 for 2, it's almost like two turnovers. You know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
not DeAndre Ayton hitting 1 of 2 or 2 out of 2. These guys are ball dominant players. You have to hit those, otherwise the teams that they're going to play, they know that. They know they're going to play for it. It again, the little things a good coach, a good team is going to exploit. And then I I just want to see some rebounders on this team for once. The Lakers haven't had a rebounder really or rebounders since the 2020 title team, and to some extent the 2021 team.
You're awesome.
Until this team gets rebounders, this is going to be the the reality of it. It's
Once
just
again, oh,
yeah,
go ahead.
you just cannot keep relinquishing rebounds and points game in and game out. Their plus minus in terms of point differential is probably, in my view, it's not exactly this stat, but it's almost like the WAR equivalent in basketball. And like in baseball, you know how wins above replacement. Um, it's not even like it's not close in terms of the actual statistic, but in terms of what it means, it's like to me the closest thing in my view. You have to be able to really show that you can outscore your opponent throughout the year. You can't be sitting at even and win and expect to be a really good team. So the numbers don't stack up. The Little details don't stack up, and JJ Redick is sort of in purgatory right now. I think he means well. I think he tries to prepare well, and he's doing his best. But there might be a communication breakdown in terms of being able to teach these guys how to do things, and that might also be the fact that he knows that guys like DeAndre Ayton and LeBron James are not easy to coach, and they're not. I haven't seen LeBron in any realm ever be comfortable with constructive criticism. DeAndre Ayton, you almost have to deal with him with delicate gloves because if you probably go at him, he's going to fall off the rails and he'll never come back. And that's it. That's the story of the 2026 LA Lakers at this point, unless something weird happens, like the Dodgers. I'll use Dodgers as an example again when they were horrible on the road all year, and all of a sudden they go into the playoffs, they only lose one road game. So unless some kind of miracle like that happens, I don't know. But the problem is those guys are all fundamentally sound. They're all cohesive. They're all unselfish, and I don't know necessarily if that's the LA Lakers of 2026 at the moment.
Once again, it is Joe Sorrell from the Joe Sorrell Experiment, along with me, Gerald Glassford. Thanks again for watching, listening. The Lakers unfortunately lose tonight in the final seconds, 110 to 109. Pinty from Germany, truly appreciate it. He's been following us lately on both my channels. Cannot thank him enough for his support. He says LBJ has 3 seconds to drive and takes this shot. Again, it was there and set up for him for a drive. He chose to go ahead and shoot the fadeaway three. But that shot still was earmarked for Luka, who passed up that shot. Maybe it's because he has been struggling all game, but I'm still like Joe at a loss why he didn't take it. But why was it that in the first place? Should have been a drive already set from the get go. If you're setting up threes when you're only down one, that still doesn't seem very efficient to me, Joe, because the odds are not in your favor.
Well, to answer Robert Wheeler's question, all
On
you have,
clutch time, on clutch
yeah,
games and clutch.
all you,
The
you know,
Lakers are now 16 and
this
4 in
this
clutch games.
these participant awards lingo that the NBA has thrusted on the things. Uh, who have the Lakers really beat that were really good recently?
Oh, they don't have a win. They only have 4 wins all season against teams 600 and above.
Four teams.
And
We're
hold on,
talking.
3 of those
We're,
came in the first 2 weeks of the season.
right. We're talking about a team that cannot beat any quality teams here for 3 months. 3 months they haven't been able to beat anyone that of relevance. This is why I don't like this crap. Like, what does that even mean? They're 16 and 3 in the clutch moments. What is that supposed to mean? You're diluting the word clutch when you put in stupid ass stats like that.
It also means that the Lakers
And
have
then
a
you
lot of
had
close
DeAndre
games.
Fox. I swear I don't. I've been watching basketball a long time. I don't even remember a stupid award like Clutch Player of the Year. Like, when the hell did this happen? Right, a
It,
few years back when De'Aaron Fox had it. I'm like, De'Aaron Fox. Who the fuck voted for him to be clutch?
well,
For
the thing
what?
is, Joe, it's also misleading in the fact that you're playing close games, but sometimes, in fact, quite a bit for the Lakers, they have double-digit leads. Boston had a double-digit lead on us on Sunday and got the job done and finished us off with relative ease. We come here to Tuesday, the Lakers heading into late in the third quarter, into the fourth quarter, had a double-digit lead and just give it up. And this is normal for them. That's why their scoring differential tells the picture, tells the story, because the fact that they just do not finish off teams very well, Joe.
No, but according to Clutch Team of the Year, Clutch, whatever the fuck this is, they're 16 and 3. I'm like, what is I did it just again, it destroys the term clutch. It's a stupid stat that stupid idiot competition committees or whatever the hell these idiots do behind the scenes. Focus on the goddamn game, not giving awards for stupid mundane garbage, right? Like what are we doing here? So I'm focused on the last eight games here. Okay, you beat the Sixers, you beat the Warriors, you had a pretty good game, sort of going with the Thunder, and then you decided to sit everybody for the Spurs game, like the fucking quitters that you are, and you set those bad habits that way, right? Then you come back and say, well, we beat the Mavericks and the Clippers, two fucking dildo teams. Who gives a fuck? And then you have enough time to prepare for the Celtics and honor Pat Riley and probably the second best statue there, by the way, next to Elgin Baylor, at least from my perspective. By
Also,
the
good
way, whoever
statue.
did
It's a
that
good looking
statue,
statue. Yeah,
yeah,
no,
whoever did Pat Riley's statue should get a fucking Emmy
do
or
what?
a
Isn't there
fucking.
one more Kobe statue that has to be made? Is that correct?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah. Do that one, please. Yes.
yeah, and then you allow your nemesis in your own house to make you and basically wipe their ass with you on a special day because you have no fucking pride, you have no fucking focus on anything. And then today you had a pretty good game going back and forth. In terms of basketball, it was an enjoyable game. But what ends up happening is you lose because you keep fucking up in the same two areas, game in and game out. And now I'm supposed to sit there and read, oh well, we're 16-4 or 16-3 in clutch moments. Yay. Yay what? They haven't beaten anybody in 3 months of relevance. This is the shit that pisses me off about everything. It's this trying to make things matter when they don't matter. Winning is the only fucking thing that matters. It's the only thing that matters. And if you're a Laker fan and you're a Laker team and you don't understand that, go cheer for the fucking Clippers or go fucking cheer for the Timberwolves. It's a disgrace. The NBA is a disgrace with this bullshit, and the Lakers need to get out of this just tired focus that we've been dealing with here with this management, these executives, the ownership that's been fucking this up for how long? I'm over it, man. I'm
We'll
over it. I am
we'll
so
get to
over
that.
it.
We'll get to that in a second because Lon Rosen
I'm
had
not going
much
to
to
go
say.
into the details of that. I'm tired of it, but it plays a factor. It
No, but
trickles
Lon Rosen
down.
spoke at length. I don't know if you're aware of what Lon Rosen said earlier today, so I want to go
I
ahead.
did. I did not. I've been away all
Okay.
day.
Well,
I haven't talked to anybody. I've been extremely busy today. I
no,
couldn't even
no,
answer
no.
the
All
phone.
good. I'm just saying
Yeah.
I'll update you on that as far as his official words and get your thoughts here in a second. I wanted to get to one more Pinty's comments. Thank you again for the super chat. Very kind of you to do so. Truly appreciate it, my friend. He said that was that a correct overturn on Luca fouled on the three. They weren't looking at the kick out by him. They were looking at where was it Wendell Carter Jr. hitting Luca up top. That's what they were looking at as far as that's concerned. They called that a legal play when he hit it, not looking down below when he hit Luca's leg, who kicked out just a little bit, but that you could say that was within his shooting space. We talked about the missed call on the goaltending. That was possibly a missed call by the refs on that Luca three as well.
Well, I didn't want the game to be called on a,
But
you
no, that
know,
was earlier. That was earlier in
yeah,
the
I
game.
didn't want the game to be called on a flagrant guy trying to guard or trying to block the shot and sort of went under him. To me, my definition of that technical foul is what Jalen Rose did to Kobe in the 2000 NBA Finals in Game 2, where he stood. It's when they stand there while they're in the air so that they can roll their ankle. I think that's how I've always judged that particular play. I didn't see that on that play, and I didn't know if that. I initially thought that's what it was because I couldn't hear the game when I was watching it, so I thought that's what they were gonna call. Are they gonna call a technical, or are they not gonna call a technical? And I was gonna be like, Just don't call it technical on that. I don't think he was trying to do that. Just give Luka the 3 free throws, right? Then all of a sudden I'm looking, I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Why is Luka shooting 3 throws? And then I found out that it was well it sort of hit his hand, but it didn't constitute as a foul. I think that's how they explained it.
JY, the curse is real for Orlando. No, again, I'm just kidding, but it's not been, you say 2 years. I get it. I understand, JY, they haven't beaten Orlando in 2 years, but they've only played them twice a year. So it's not that much opportunities. If they played them 4 or 5 times a year and they haven't beaten them in 2 years, that's a different story indeed. But yeah, I think that there's still an opportunity for the Lakers still to get that back in Orlando, but we'll see what happens. But again, the score of the game, want to go ahead and make sure everybody knows the Lakers lose 110 to 109. Lakers fall to sixth place in the Western Conference. I'm not as concerned yet, Joe, but try me on Thursday if the Lakers lose to Phoenix, because if that's the case, without Dylan Brooks, without Devin Booker, if they lose on Thursday at home to the Phoenix Suns, guess what, Joe? The Lakers are only one game out of the play-in.
I wouldn't be surprised. That team is coached well.
Huh,
They
by a
have
former assistant to the Lakers, who the
yes,
Lakers
and
going to have.
that's the irony in that is not lost here.
Hmm.
The more fuel to the amount of idiocy that has continued to control this team, and why I'm trying to manipulate my mind into being excited about getting out of whatever they're in here. I cannot. I go into phases more vicious than not. I go into phases in and out of this because I do get mad at myself for sounding like I'm taking it personal. I'm not. I'm not taking. I don't. It's still just a game, and I'm just trying to be a fan and enjoy the game. But then I also think about what I've been used to in my sports watching life. I'm used to seeing the successful coaches be maniacs. So why can't I be a maniac fan, right? Guys like Nick Saban, guys like Bill Belichick, guys like Bill Cowher, guys like Bill Parcells. Bill Parcells is always the example I use in terms of what kind of coach would I have been had I been a coach. I probably would have been close to Bill Parcells because Bill Parcells had that knack of you know going all the way out, and then he'd have to kind of scale back because he'd probably die of a heart attack, right? And
Actually, Nick is correct. For this one thing, although some of the Luca hate, you weed through the Luca hate when it comes to Nick T. There is some validity to it, and I will give him a lot of props for that when
well,
you loop through it.
Nick T can
But wait,
continue.
I just want to say that the Lakers are at Phoenix on Thursday. I
Well,
misspoke.
Nick T can continue to maybe fantasize returning Luca for Anthony Davis and seeing how the team would be then. Maybe that would maybe help make him more
Well,
happier, right?
AD would be out right now with
Yes.
a season-ending something surgery. Just you pick the injury. So
Yeah.
yes.
So if you're going to continue to, as they say, die on that hill, then you would have the hill would have been blown up about 2 months ago if AD was still here. And if you guys think Max Christie is worth a bucket of piss on this team, then you deserve to just drink that and go to sleep at that point. I don't know what else to tell you at this point. What are the alternatives? Are you going to get a phenom in his prime? Yeah, he might not be the kind of basketball player you like, but he's a phenom. He's a guy that drops 34, 8, and 8 every game, who hasn't had a team yet that is tailored around that freakish talent. Hopefully it's coming soon. No, we want Anthony Davis, right? Or did you want to trade Anthony Davis for Giannis or something like that? Did you think Giannis was going to help and play well with LeBron? Again, I'm not going to have that talk. I'm here. I'm here right now to be patient, to enjoy the games as much as I can, so that once this season's over, this thing can be cleaned out a little bit. It's just that's just where my mind is at this moment.
It's so funny because he didn't have a super game by any stretch of the imagination. And we saw what happened down the stretch with LeBron missing the free throw. And I'm not going to give too much on him on the 3-point shot because that wasn't his shot, I don't believe. But it's so funny because everybody's saying bench LeBron, bench LeBron. So much hate towards LeBron, even when he has a decent game. It's hilarious. Xbox. I again, you guys, if you want to say what you want to say about LeBron, I get that. About Luca, right now, you guys are all frustrated. I hear you, Dick T. If you want to keep on Luca, don't leave AR out of the conversation because AR had a subpar game too, but also here today, good man indeed. It is, of course, a good friend of mine. It should be yours as well. On Lakers Corner, where he just finished his 3-minute report, it is, of course, John Costa. John, great to have you here. Um, Joe is mobile, so I can't get his reaction. So the bit that I planned is going to go awry. But happy National Tortilla Chip Day, my friend. Yeah, Where's your tortilla chips, man? Come on.
I don't have no fucking tortilla chips, Joe. Can you believe that?
Well, here's one for you. Your thoughts on the
I had
game, the
chips.
missed opportunities. Again, with the missed rebounding, the inefficiency by Luca at both the line, pretty much across the board. The last shot that he hesitated on, and of course, letting LeBron take that last three when the play should have been designed for a closer shot when you're only down one. All that goes away if you just get a goaltending call right by the refs. But you put yourself in that position. You put yourself in that position. You think you're going to get away with it because you're so good in the clutch. Obviously, we saw today in the NBA. You cannot leave anything for chance in the NBA, John.
Right.
Oh, by the way,
National Chip Day, baby. You know what, Gerald? Yes, that one goaltending would have made a difference. You know what else would have made a difference, Gerald? Um, the 8 free throws as a team we missed, but more particularly, and funny enough that you said that the chat was out here blaming LeBron. I mean, I knew that would happen. Like they always blame LeBron. I mean,
but there's also the ones
yeah.
like Nick T blaming. The blame should go like on Sunday. The blame should go all around.
The blame should go all around. And in fact, I was actually even going to say, I don't think all of the game lies on LeBron, which is, I mean, I know the haters of the world and the people that absolutely despise LeBron James are going to say like, oh my gosh, he should have made that and all this and all that. That was a bad shot. He was put in a bad position. But what he should have made though is that free throw that actually would have gave us a 3-point lead and then that Desmond Bane's 3 would have not gave them a lead, but it would have just tied the game instead. But because LeBron missed that, turned into them having the lead. Now we're playing from behind. So that's one thing that I will put a lot of blame on LeBron James on. That right there, I'm honestly tired of our team's terrible free throw shooting, and it's crazy because it's like my 2 favorite players, Luka and Bron, both out there shooting ass from the free throw line. That's absolutely unacceptable. And then as far as the game, though, we lost off second chance points. We gave up so many second chance points this game, and then lo and behold, essentially the game winner is a second chance point for them. So,
but all that could have been taken care of. All those mistakes, which I know that people get on us when we win, and we still have a lot of those mistakes. All that could have been corrected, John, had the refs gotten one goaltending call correct once again.
Yeah. No, real shit. Had they got one correct, but also though, Joe, I heard my whole life playing basketball. Don't ever put the game in the refs' hands to win. Like, do what you got to do to win the game, and don't let the refs. Don't make the refs be like the deciding factor of whether you win or lose. And I think us missing those 8 fucking free throws, Bron missing that free throw, and we could have had. Essentially tied the game. Essentially been up by 3, so they would have.
Lakers were up by a double-digit lead in the second half.
Can you believe that, Gerald?
And as I said, John, before you came on, Boston had a double-digit lead on us in the second half and stepped on our throat and put us away. And that just shows you, I think, where we're at because we didn't do the same.
Fuck Peyton Pritchard. I can't stand that guy. He ruined my
parlay. Did you have
my trip. I had a great trip.
Oh, okay.
It was super cool being there. But
That's right. You were there. That's right.
yeah, I was there, but it's just like I was just hearing Bronny. I was just hearing I said Bronny. I was hearing Celtics fans just all over the place, and I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up. And then they're going crazy because Peyton Pritchard couldn't miss.
And the thing is, you tell me before the game, John, if the Celtics scored 111 and Jaylen Brown goes 10 of 28, you think you're going to have a good chance to win, and it didn't happen.
Right?
Not
That's what
even
I'm
close.
saying. You feel like, damn, we stopped their best player. Their other best player isn't playing. You're probably going to win this game.
Joe Robert Wheeler is back in the chat. He said, Joe, Gerald, John, I predict the Lakers easily go 4-0 with the next 4 games being the Suns on the road. I believe Golden State is on the road, Sacramento, and the Pels before they face Denver. Would you put any stock into going 4-0 because all those teams are bad as well, Joe?
Yeah, that's the bad part about it is they are. It's almost kind of like a lose-lose. If they lose 1 or 2 games in that's horrible. They win all 4. It's like, they're beating the mediocre teams. They're not beating the good teams, the really good teams. And I don't know if that changes in the playoffs. I don't know. I just don't. I don't see it. The Lakers just don't do the right. They don't do the things that matter. They don't rebound. They don't hit free throws, and they're not really clutch. It's just this clutch stupid stat that the NBA pulled out their ass is so stupid. It's like that's probably what's pissing me off right now more than anything. Like it doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't mean dick. And today's game should tell you that even more. Oh, they haven't lost the game leading into the 4th. Okay, so what about those games where they're getting destroyed by 20? I mean, like, what difference does it make? Beating the Warriors because you're leading after 3 is not clutch. It's euphemism stats. That's all it is. It's rearranging the numbers to fit a narrative to show something positive. I fucking hate people that do that shit. My eyes tell me everything, guys. It doesn't matter what your mouth says or what your eyes say. It's what you do when it matters. So
Go ahead, my friend.
I don't see anything from the next 4 games. And why would they win 4 road games in a row at this point? I think that's the question I have.
On the road, two of them at home.
Why would they win 4 out of after all this? Why would they win 4 straight? I'm going to see that Phoenix game could be a springboard to that, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't see them going 4-0. I hope they do, but I just don't see it with the way they're playing. I don't know. And even if they do, it's still not going to mean much. It really won't.
John, you were asked the same question about that 4-0 in the next 4. Is that a possibility?
That we play, but to Joe's point, Gerald, just like what you were saying as well, I think it's just like one of those situations where it's like you're beating teams that don't really mean anything. Like I think it's kind of meaningless games for us as Lakers fans, right? For like another team that maybe is struggling, trying to get their bearings, and they don't have the expectations that us Lakers fans have. Maybe going on 4-0 on this road trip could be, greatness for you and your team because it's momentum. It's something to roll off of. But I mean, again, I'm not ever going to turn down a win. I'll take all these wins, but I won't. Even if we
you know why I don't care? I'll tell you why. Because these assholes sat 90% of their team when they needed to beat somebody after losing a close game against a team that matters.
San Antonio.
That's the mentality these assholes have. Oh, we we're going to sit everyone down and get our asses kicked because that's just how we're going to do it, right? Oh, we don't care. We're going to punt this game when you have no business punting anything, and then you disrespect Pat Riley's night by allowing yourself to get your ass whooped by your greatest rival in your own house. There is no pride. There is no dignity. If I was the owner of the Lakers, this would never happen. I would not stand for it.
You would fucking go hoop before this happens.
I'm not going to go in and yell at the team. I'm an owner. I don't do that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit there and talk to JJ Redick, go, what the fuck did you just do? But see, the thing is that would never happen. Guys sitting would never happen. You all want to sit and make $50 million? Get the fuck out of here. Go play for Orlando then. This is the Lakers. You guys can't play 75 games a year plus. You can't play against the San Antonios. You can't play against the Oklahoma Cities. You can't play against the Celtics. At least give the effort. Then you don't belong here. I don't care what's going on. I don't care. We're here to win. We're here to win. And the day that baseball players become hardened more than a basketball player is a sad day for basketball players. Seriously. Those guys play for 7 months. They get 1 day off a week. And they're still playing 157, 160, 162 games. And then they're going a month playing in the most pressured games, and they're still winning. They're tearing ligaments in their ankles. They're pulling groins, and they're playing. Oh, Joe, it's baseball. They're sitting down 90% of the time. All right, you go play, motherfucker. Then you try to hit a fucking baseball. You try to catch a ball when the pressure's on 120 feet from where you were to catch a ball in a game 7. You go do that then. Nick T, stick your excuse bullshit up your ass, okay? I'm never going to say anything negative about Luka. Deal with it. Because you keep yapping, I'm never going to. Luka is the best player in the NBA. So fuck you. How about that? Stick it up your ass. I'm sick and tired of reading your shit.
Well, there's a little bit more shit. Nick T with the super chat.
We just told you at the beginning of the goddamn show that we're pissed off that he didn't take that shot and he's not hitting his free throws. What do you want me to do? You want me to go stick a freaking hot poker up his ass to prove it to you? Like, what do you want me to do?
Ignore that shit.
No, I'm not going to ignore it. No. He needs to know now. What do you want me to say? Put him on a spit?
John, before we get to the comments, very interesting comments by Lon Rosen earlier today. I did want to close out the game part of the chat with a super chat from Nick T. Said LA lost the double digits lead because of Luka. Terrible shot selection, 5 of 20, breaking while LeBron was 5 of 6. Luka kept Magic in the game to come back. Your thoughts on that, my friend? I don't think that's entirely the case because the Lakers themselves, with their poor rebounding, defensive mistakes, LeBron absolutely not having a clue defensively. How many times does LeBron have to give up a game closing out or last minute 3 before he gets it through his head to not stay away from the 3-point shooter? How many years do we have to go through this, John? How many? And Luka terrible on the offensive end. And he had 15 assists. You're hot getting it to the right man, and you're terrible offensively, efficiently shooting today. Why not pass it more often if you're having that bad of an efficient day, John? Just again, there are valid points on both sides, but no one gets a pass from me today, Joe. And John, no one gets a pass from me today.
No one gets a pass. No one deserves a pass. I mean, it's like what we said, Gerald, when we first came on here, right? It's like everybody deserves a fair share of the blame. It's a whole pie. It's a blame pie. We got to cut our slice of blame on Luka. We got to cut our slice of blame on Braun. We got to cut our slice of blame on Marcus Smart. We got to cut our slice of blame on Austin Reeves. We got to cut our slice of blame, to be real with you, even partly on JJ Redick and a DeAndre Ayton, because I'll tell you what,
and to the refs.
In that second quarter, y'all, when we seen DeAndre Ayton going to work, and I talked about this on my 3-minute recap, so go watch it, right? I talked about, look, DeAndre Ayton in that second quarter, he was rolling with the intention of scoring. What's going on, Deshaun? Nice to see you, brother. Thanks for you being here, bro. He was rolling with the intention of scoring. He wasn't rolling with the intention of hitting that little midi floater he likes to do or kicking it out to the corner shooter. He was rolling with the intention of finishing at the hoop, and you could see how that was opening up the floor for not only himself but for other people, man. So, I mean, what I didn't like is the fact that he had 17 and a half, and then going into the fourth quarter, he had 19 points. That means that he completely went away, and the Lakers completely went away from what was working. He had a mediocre first quarter, had a great second quarter, dropped off in the third quarter, dropped off for the rest of the game. I just feel like, to be real with you, man, JJ Redick needs to call some more plays for the player that was hot. And also, I'll tell you what, man, as a basketball player, when you feeling that, if you're not getting a rock enough times, swing that bitch. Come on. You gotta let it be known. Come on, swing that. He can't guard me. But DeAndre Ayton don't got that in him. And
Lucas should have taken that shot, but the play should not have been drawn up for a 3-pointer. You're only down one.
You're talking about that last shot?
Yes, that last.
absolutely.
Take the ball to the basket. Lucas should have taken that shot.
He should have.
There's no defending that, but you got to take it to the basket.
Yes, yes. I think you
JJ's got to drop a play to the basket.
And you got to get. I still think to this day, and I'll stand on it, one of the best players going downhill with the basketball is none other than the 41-year-old himself. So,
and Eric Lewis wasn't there being the ref, so you don't have to worry about that.
Isn't that Dick Face coming back though? Didn't he come back?
Did he?
Ref?
I thought
didn't he come back from retirement?
I thought he was proving he had a burner phone. So I saw that on Twitter. Of course, not everything you read is, nothing you read is eligible on Twitter. But yeah,
nothing you read.
Yeah. Anyways, go ahead, finish up, John. I'm sorry.
The blame is too easy to just say, "Oh, I blame LeBron, I blame Luka, I blame this, I blame." The roster construction is to blame.
It's
really,
a total organization, as I always say.
Yeah,
the organization wins and the organization loses.
This has been an issue. This has been an issue for how many years now? Since 2022. So let me count it. 22, 23, 24, 25. That's 5 seasons where you have the same problem. Rebounding, free throws, not being clutch at the end of the games. I don't give a shit what the NBA stats are. How many more years do you need to know that you're doing shit the wrong way? You don't have any rebounders. You don't have any clutch shooters. You remember the Lakers used to have like 4 clutch guys on the team? They had Kobe, they had Fish, they had Ori. I mean, come on. Seriously. Everybody became clutch on that team. Even Ron Artest became clutch. Even Pau Gasol had last-second shots. I mean, when we talk about eyes, right? Because I remember for a while there, when LeBron wasn't a Laker, the LeBron sycophants would say, well, LeBron technically under the numbers has more clutch shots under 1 minute when one leg is jumping to the right and the basket is only, to the left, and he makes more than Kobe. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now with this bullshit? Really?
And I'm watching, Joe.
I watched Kobe hit 7 game winners in 1 season.
Come on.
What do you want? What is the stat stuff? How about what you're looking at? Who puts fear? Who puts fear? Who puts fear in that ass? That's the clutch guy.
Whoa.
Right?
Yeah.
So no one is afraid of the Lakers. No one is afraid of LeBron. And for some weird reason, Luka has become unclutch since he's been a Laker. Why? That's a question we should ask ourselves now. What is it?
Well, speaking of that, Joe, I wanted to go ahead and turn it to what was said earlier today because that ties into what you're saying. And once again, the Lakers do lose 110 to 109. The Lakers fall to sixth place in the Western Conference. They face up on the road at Phoenix on Thursday. If Phoenix wins, they'll be one game out of the play-in with the Lakers if they lose. So, John, let me go ahead and ask you this. Did you hear the comments earlier today by new president of business operations, Lon Rosen, who ironically, had Rob Pelinka come out of his shell, come out of his hole like the Groundhog Day. He comes out every now and then. They were there today to discuss what is coming up for the future for the organization. I don't know if you heard those comments or not. Did you get by chance?
I did not. What was the future of the organization here? What are they talking?
Very interesting. And I know Joe said earlier he didn't. Well, again, the president of business operations, Lon Rosen, he told reporters that Rob Pelinka will remain as team's president of basketball operations. But he's going to get input, Joe, from Andrew Friedman and Farhan Zaidi, who were, as you know, moved over from the Dodgers to assist with the organization. And, John, I bring it to you, my friend. While Irvin Magic Johnson will surely be around the franchise and give some input, no official title is planned for him within the Lakers as of now. And Pelinka finished off the conversation by telling reporters the plan is to have an expanded front office this summer. Wow. Your thoughts taking that all in as far as it's concerned? Seems like we're in a state of flux where, the Lakers want to have their cake and eat it too. They don't want to fully kick out Rob and the whole regime right now, but they want to bring their influence in. It's not going to be as clean a house as we want it to be cleaned, at least so far on the surface.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a little bit of a longer transition than maybe we would have liked, and it won't be a complete clean house. But what I will say though, Gerald, is that some moves are happening. Now those two first guys that you mentioned, the people that came from the Dodgers, sounds great. Couldn't tell you who they are if they were my neighbors, to be honest with you. But shit, shout out to them. If they help the Dodgers win, and I know that because I know my boy Joe's been lit. He's been excited.
But Magic Johnson having a voice once again.
Yeah, no, that's what I was going to get to. So the first two guys, all right, whatever. But Magic, now here's what I want to talk about. Magic, this did not go right the first time. It went so bad the first time that he publicly came out and was just speaking so negative on the Lakers organization. So,
yeah, and guy who he said stabbed him in the back.
Yes.
He literally said he stabbed me in the back. He is now supposed to be, advising on the situation in an unofficial capacity. Unofficial, per se.
Yes. Yeah. So I mean, shit. Let's see how this goes. Like this already went bad once, and there's no way that they don't have some preconceived notions coming into this of how the situation went last time, or even like any like bad taste in their mouth because of that. But yeah,
Arcarito says, Silverhawk, yeah, I didn't want John to be on an episode of Unsolved Mysteries on how you got your ticket, my friend, because he was wondering if Joe was there with you when you picked up the ticket.
When I got my ticket to the game, bro, the guy literally just gave it to me on my phone. Bro, the guy was super cool, man. Big shout out to the guy. He's probably
did you meet him?
Yeah, I met him, bro. He's actually a really rich guy. He's a banker, so he's a banker and just has like a lot of money. And he was like, he was in this like married. He never had kids, but he was like married for like 15 years. He's like 45-ish plus, but like, and he's just like his divorce, like he had a divorce, and now he just has not only a lot of money, but also a lot of time.
Funny, there's a little controversy going on with something similar right now with the government and some files. That went well.
Right? So yes. Damn, Gerald. Anyway, he just shit. It was
wondering if there was some grooming going on. Should I get my brush, my comb?
No, okay. No grooming, but for those tickets. You know what I'm saying? Well, I actually got to dap up Luka. I dapped Luka up. I dapped Luca
Nice.
up. I dapped Mello up because he was there. T Mac was there because they were doing a little Amazon Prime thing or whatever. But
But that's
anyway,
right. You're right, Tough. No Mike F and Muscala there. So, oh, I'm glad you got to see Joe and you got to see the Lakers live in the living
yes.
color. That was awesome.
And
Must
you
be
know
a
what's
great.
crazy, Gerald? Big shout out to somebody. I have no idea who they are. I should have got their name, but can you believe this, Gerald? Somebody came up to me at the crypto arena and they said, "Hey, bro, don't you do Lakers Corner?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do actually." And he was like, "Oh, that's what's up, bro." And he just was just like, I watch sometimes, bro. Like it's really cool. And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's cool, bro." And I should have got his name and his contact information, but I was so rushing to my seat because I went to go pee at halftime. Mistake. Shouldn't
Yeah,
have did
there you
that.
go. Hello. Yes, never do that. You
Yeah.
always go right before the second quarter ends. But that's
Yeah.
just me. Uh,
Going to pee. What are you, pregnant?
No, it's really take a piss, but sometimes you just
Couldn't
like
hold it?
no, honestly. I was drinking so much water because I was not gonna buy any
What the
food
fuck
at
you
that
doing
place.
drinking water at a ball game?
Well, first of all, I don't drink alcohol and they don't let you
Yeah,
smoke
I don't
weed in
drink
there.
alcohol or water at a ball game for that
They don't let
reason.
you smoke weed in there, so tell you that much. But the one thing I will say is that food, like they had some, what was it, tenders and waffle fries for like $19. I was like, no problem, don't worry, I'll get all my calories in this water. I will not be eating that.
Joe, let me bring it back to you after the. And by the way, that ticket is going to become substantially more expensive if you saw the news report. And
Yes,
I
I
actually
did see that.
talked about it on the previous post game about the ticket prices skyrocketing up for next season. Hello, Mark Walter. Joe, speaking of Mark Walter, again, Lon Rosen, the president of business operations and the former agent for Magic Johnson. He did come on to talk to the reporters earlier today, along with Rob Pelinka. Funny how he came out of his shell conveniently. With that, though, you heard Zahidi and Andrew as also. They're both coming in there as far as it's concerned with Andrew Friedman and Farhan Zaidi coming in. I know Joe. I know John is not is familiar with them because of their Dodger background. But if you can enlighten other people, your enthusiasm that they're going to have a more better foothold with this organization, they're going to work closely with Rob Pelinka, and that the front office is going to expand, including possibly getting advisement from Magic Johnson as well.
Yeah, and I'll be coloring my hair red here in a few days too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody said drink beer, not water. You guys are fucking hilarious.
$19.
You expect me to buy this bullshit?
Well, bullshit. The game that we just seen.
Joe, you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
About what you're talking about the
I don't
conversation
want to
from
hear. I
Lon
don't want to even
Rosen
talk.
earlier tonight.
Last thing I want to talk about is Rob fucking Pelinka right now.
Well, I'm just asking because that's what was said. That's a news item that our fans need to know about because it went under the radar seemingly, and it's something important to the organization going forward.
Whatever. So you'll see what happens shortly.
Okay.
You'll see what
Okay.
happens in the end here.
John, I'm just gonna say it since Joe doesn't want to say it. That walk to the car every day for Rob Pelinka is going to get a little bit more nerve wracking. I'm just gonna say that because now that you've got two guys there with you, whether you like it or not, now with Magic Johnson, the guy who said that you stabbed him in the back is going to be possibly giving some input from time to time, and we don't know or get clarified how much that input really will be. I'm assuming it will be some at least. Your thoughts on this, my friend? Because again, that walk will be coming, I think, every night to the car when he gets to it in the parking lot will be a lot more uncomfortable, no matter how much he expands that front office.
Rob is on the hot seat, man. Whoever it is, Meg Driver 23 just said it. He or she, I don't know if it's a he or she. So
I believe he,
yeah.
he's been a great follower of ours.
Okay,
Great
shout out
follower.
Meg. I didn't mean to disrespect.
Mega Driver's been awesome with us.
Thought you. I didn't know if it was a girl, but anyway, yes, you're dang right, brother. He is on the hot seat, and that's exactly what we're talking about here. I mean, Rob should have been on the hot seat though, Gerald. He should have been on the hot seat. And again, I also think that trying to bring in Magic, who the person didn't work last time, this isn't going to work this time.
I agree with you. I agree with you, John, and I agree with you, Jays. I love Magic. One of my favorite players all time. Players, excellent on the court, John. Excellent on the court, Joe. Excellent as far as business wise. He's created millions upon millions with his, his shopping center successes and all the stuff that he's done in the business world. But don't get him to host a late night talk show. Don't get him to coach your team, and don't get him to run your basketball operations. That's all I'll say on that. But Joe, again, you don't want to talk too much about it, but I think that seat is, like Mega Driver saying, is a little bit hotter, is a little bit warmer. The front office is going to expand. And these are things that Rob Pelinka could have done. Don't give me this, oh, they had to wait until somebody valuated and bought it for $10 billion. No, I'm sorry. This could have been done a lot sooner, but Rob Pelinka refused to build or have guys that could work and that alongside him or that could give him different input. It was basically wanted to keep it small and so that he would be making most of the decisions, Joe.
Paper clips and printing paper. Have him get that shit. That's as good as it's going to get. Otherwise, go back and be an agent. I couldn't care less about Rob Pelinka or Genie at this point. I don't want to even think about them, to be honest with you. They're the reason why this whole fucking thing is a fucking shit bag. And I have no feeling that this is going to last, by the way. Whatever the hell they're talking about. It doesn't make any sense. Having Rob Pelinka lounging around. What is that going to do?
Mega Drivers. I think the Michael Corleone scene, getting rid of Frito Corleone in Godfather 2, is going to happen to Rob Pelinka. I know you're not familiar with that, John. Let's just say it doesn't end well. That's just all I'll say.
Michael Corleone, isn't that guy from like one of those like mafia movies?
Godfather, yes. And you could just guess what happens when people are when they leave the organization.
I want the buses gone. I want everything from this regime gone.
As do I.
It's a hairy high school pile of shit that I don't want to ever want to see or talk about again.
Well, Jays, I said this to Joe before, and he didn't think it was a half bad idea. Again, if they can't back up the Brinks truck, John, to a Sam Presti, or to a Brad Stevens, or to a top flight Tim Connolly, or what top flight GM that's out there. If you can't back up the Brinks truck and get those guys, who are their number two? Who are those guys that have been there 5-10 years? In the case of Oklahoma City, they have two guys underneath Sam Presti that have been there a decade plus that have learned, or as Chris Jericho would say, been under the learning tree with those guys sometimes for quite some time. I don't know. If you can't get those big name guys, maybe look in the direction of someone that has worked with those guys for quite some time, John.
Yeah. I mean, damn, that shit hurt you.
You're right, dude.
Yeah.
Go drink some water, John? Man.
It's National Tortilla Chip Day.
I do need some fucking water, but yeah, no, for sure though.
You don't gotta curse about it, just to get a drink.
Joe, you're the last person to be saying that. What? Yeah, Gerald, let's go fucking get somebody. Let's go get something. This is not working. This has not been working for the past.
Go get somebody. Who? Rusty?
You
really think the Lakers are going to spend $10 billion and just go get some minion of some guy that's supposed to be the guy you want?
No. But get rid of.
You said a couple weeks back if they couldn't get the big names, Joe, that wouldn't be a half bad idea.
Yeah, but I'd rather have the guys.
Well, as would I, but Sam Presti's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
John.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true.
They'll offer him ownership and he'll stay. I bet you. They'll offer him a piece of ownership and he'll stay. Brad Stevens might be the one that you may be able to get.
I want Brad Stevens and Missoula, honestly. I'd rather have those two.
Nick T, I still talk to Magic Man now and then. I'm still trying to line up a conversation with him on NBA observations. So he's
Why?
still around. Because he
Why?
has.
So he can rat you out when he gets pissed off?
Well, Nick T was asking, so I'm answering his question. We're here for the people. We're here for them to vent.
Real bros don't rat each other out. Just remember that, folks. That's friendship 101. You could be a dick. You could fight. Guys fight and then go have a beer afterwards. But when you rat on your friends, you're not to ever be trusted. So just a little lesson to end the evening with.
I'm not denying that, and I'm not disagreeing with that in any way, shape, or form whatsoever. And I'll leave it at that. But once again, it is the Lakers fast break. The Lakers do lose 110 to 109. John, before we head on out, wanted to go ahead and thank everybody. We had a larger than normal audience. I'm assuming it's because they lost. Seems to happen. This is the only show that I know that happens to it.
Well, we got some new faces. We got some new faces here. So congrats to everyone who's here for the first time, or at least ones that I've just noticed.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I appreciate it.
No, Nick, we're not good. Pulling that bullshit 16-6 LeBron versus Kobe. Do you know that Jordan was 0 for 6 against Bird too? You're gonna say that Jordan's not as good as Bird?
But what if he calls
Jordan also had a losing record against Karl Malone. You're gonna tell me that Karl Malone's better than Jordan? I got another one for you. Charles Barkley had a winning record against Michael. You're gonna tell me Jordan is not as good as Charles? You gotta look at those records in context.
What if Nick T tomorrow buys and has I guess if he lives in the Southern California area, has a plot or backyard or front yard that he needs developing that only you can transform?
I'd close my business.
That's hella funny. He said I'd close my business.
Oh my god. Drip Show, it's a long story. But I did want to mention again, Drip Show, I don't know if you were around earlier. The money did come through from El Rosto's super chat, so I will be forwarding it over to you here within the next 24 hours so we can run some type of contest or promotion for this channel. Just want to let you know. But of course, Drip Show Shop on Instagram and Twitter. If you want the quality work that only he can bring, look at Kobe right here. Look behind John right there. Right there. Joe has hats. Joe has shirts. I have shirts. John has shirts from Drip Show. I've got canvas art.
John has thongs too.
Whoa.
Yes.
Drip Show, you doing thongs nowadays? Joe.
No, I said you had thongs.
Joe, you got a thong from Drip Show?
I'm trying to do a plug for Drip Show. I didn't know he does thongs. That's up to you. Joe, I will pass on the thongs, but okay.
I guess he made a special request for Joe.
I meant the sandals, you sick fucks. Yeah, I like that name, Black. LeJon James.
LeJon James. Hey, I like that.
LeJon James.
LeJon James.
Oh, Dude Wipes. Yes, that's the funny. Yes, the new sponsor for WWE, Dude Wipes. Yeah, that's hilarious.
Oh, are they the new sponsor? Shout out to them.
Hey, I gotta say something though. There was a commercial I saw. Well, it's kind of like a commercial / video of. I think it was real. These days you don't know if it's AI, but it looked real. But it was LeBron bombing Bronny's car with whatever. What was it? Candy or something?
Yeah.
Whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes, "Don't be late for practice." And then he goes, "Clean up the driveway." And then he put the window up. I thought that was pretty funny. I gotta hand it to LeBron on that one. That was funny as hell. I was laughing pretty good actually.
I've seen that.
I think clean up the driveway was the best part. Don't be late for practice and clean up the driveway.
Was it candy or cereal?
I think it was
It was
popcorn,
cereal. I think
to
it
be
was
honest.
cereal.
It
Oh, it
was
was
cereal.
cereal?
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
oh,
That's what
okay,
it was.
man.
Well,
But yeah.
What's going
Anywho,
on with Drip Corner?
Yeah, the
What's
Drip
going on
Corner.
with Drip Corner?
Sports
Yeah, there you go.
SB would know.
Lakers Corner. There you go. What's going on
SB
with
would
Lakers?
know because he watches every LeBron video that comes on like immediately.
That's amazing for an Indiana fan.
Get at me, man. Lakers Corner. Instagram, it's Lakers_corner. YouTube, it's the Lakers.
Yeah, get
Corner.
John in the corner.
Yeah, give me in the corner. That's a knockdown shot if you hit me in the corner.
That's not what I meant.
But when you say hit me in the corner, I'm thinking like hit a shooter in the corner. But anyway, check me out on Twitter as well. Twitter, it is the Lakers Corner 24, and TikTok, it's let me tell you what it is. I'm gonna forget the Lakers Corner 24 as well. So check me out, guys. I appreciate you guys letting me be on here. This is always super fun. Shout out everybody that's here in the chat. You guys are all hella cool.
Super fun. How?
Black was even good to you today.
You said what?
Black was even good to you today.
Black mild.
He was in the chat. He's in the chat.
Is he in the chat?
Yeah, he was in the chat.
I need to be better about checking the chat.
Yeah. Arcarino says, when are you heading to spring training, Joe?
Not this weekend, next weekend.
Okay.
Yeah. And shout out to Joe. Me and Joe went to go get some food.
Yeah, it was good.
Great hospitality.
Drip Show, I'll catch up with you so I can forward you that money as well. I'll catch up with you tomorrow so we can discuss more in detail because you said you wanted to.
Come on, Hooper fans.
There. So yeah, there you go.
We'll
work on something good. I'll go ahead and reach out to you tomorrow. But once again, it's a guaranteed for Bronny next year. He has one more guaranteed year left. So if
I can't wait.
I mean, if LeBron gets traded or LeBron decides to go somewhere else, then I'm assuming that Bronny will get traded there with him, and then they will be done with it. And I think that Joe and I and John will all be just saying hallelujah, 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 and I'll leave it at that. But once again, the Lakers lose 110-109. Please go ahead and check out the Joe Sorrell experiment. Joe, any experiments coming up this week as well?
Don't know yet.
Okay, all right. So with that, just try to set you up, man. Tried to set you up.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm figuring things out.
Okay, fair enough. Mega, they did send him to the G League. He's actually playing in the G League right now, along with Dude Thiero. They're both of them have been assigned to the G League as of now, but they're still getting a guaranteed contract. Must be nice. I do want to also say, please go ahead and check out John Costas, Lakers Corner. His 3-minute report is waiting for you after this show. And don't forget, tomorrow morning, I will have dropped for the Fan Arc Network, those guys over there, I will drop my latest Lakers latest. It's right there. Please like and subscribe. I've more than doubled the subscribers since jumping on there, and that's all because of you. I truly appreciate you guys doing that. Looking forward to continuing that. And I know a lot of you guys wait for it and look for it. So I just appreciate it. They want your morning dose of Lakers right there at Lakers Latest, and I cannot thank you enough for supporting me there as well. Don't forget, if you want to hear more about Xbox, I think Isaac, or was it JY that wanted me to talk Star Trek? I did that as well on the latest Pop Culture Cosmos, so go ahead and check that out. Daniel Barry Sports Highlights, go ahead and make sure this guy's close to 20,000. He's on his way to 20,000 subscribers. Go ahead and make sure you send some love right there to Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. Yo! Also, as well, don't forget, we will be back on Thursday right there for you with the Lakers and Suns post game. NBA observations I'm dropping tomorrow with Legend. So look for that as well. A lot of good stuff always coming your way. But will the Lakers get off the schneid in Phoenix? Will the warm weather in Phoenix be good to them? Will the fact that no Devin Booker and Dylan Brooks be good for them? Find out as we go ahead, and we'll have it for you. Our thoughts as only we could bring it to you on National Tortilla Chip Day tonight. Want to thank you so much for joining us right here at the Lakers Fast Break Podcast. Happy National Tortilla Chip Day, everyone. We'll see you soon. Take care.